I'd like to welcome everybody to lunch. Hope that you're having a great conference. A lot of great energy in the room. I'm Kara Hurst, the Managing Director for BSR on the East Coast of the US here. Also an avid eBayer and thrilled to present our lunchtime conversation. We have with us today John Donahoe, who's the President and CEO of eBay. He oversees all of eBay's businesses with revenues of $8.5 billion. Since taking the helm of eBay last March, John has driven a focused and ambitious sustainability agenda within eBay, aimed at leveraging the company's 500 million combined users and their unique business models. Last year, $60 billion worth of goods were traded on eBay, which, if they were a retailer, would put them among the top 10. PayPal, the largest online payments platform, supports 19 currencies in 119 countries. John is an active member of the eBay Green Team, which started with 40 employees, brainstorming, and I hear some pizza, ways to make eBay a greener company, and it's since grown to include over 15% of the company's workforce. His vision, combined with the passion of eBay Green Team employees, has led to projects from installing the largest private solar installation in San Jose, California, to banishing styrofoam from eBay's kitchens. Most recently, he announced the company's first ever greenhouse gas emission reduction target, an ambitious 15% absolute reduction by 2012 over 2008 emissions. Prior to being named CEO, John served as the president of eBay Marketplaces for 3 years, during which time eBay GivingWorks doubled the amount of funds raised from the eBay community. eBay's socially responsible shopping site, worldofgood.com, was created. Microplace, the company's marketplace for microfinance investments, which we heard a little bit about today in the partnership session earlier, was launched. And the eBay Foundation invested $1 million in connecting entrepreneurs with technology to help grow their businesses. Prior to eBay, John spent more than 20 years at Bain & Company, a worldwide consulting firm which is based in Boston. He started as an associate consultant, and he rose to become the firm's CEO, overseeing Bain's 30 offices and 3,000 employees. Please join me in welcoming John.
Let me just say it's a pleasure and a privilege to be here, and it's fabulous to see such a large turnout for this conference, especially given these economic times. And we were just talking at lunch. I think that is a real symptom of the importance of the topic of this conference and the whole topic of sustainability. I wanted to start out. How many people here have ever bought something on eBay? Okay. How many people have sold something on eBay? Can you see me later? You're not raising your hand. We can change that. How many people here have ever bought something using PayPal, paid with PayPal? How many have bought something cross-border from PayPal, where you bought in a different currency from a seller that you didn't know and used PayPal for a safe and secure transaction? Okay. How many people here use Skype? All right. How many people here have used Skype video? Okay, good. Now, one of the things I agreed to with the conference is, as a special, we aren't one of the official sponsors, but for all conference attendees, we're going to give you the special BSR Skype price. It's free. So your Skype video will be free forever, and as attendees of this conference. Seriously, one of the things that makes being part of our company so fun is we touch so many people around the world. As Kara said, it's 500 million people collectively we touch. In any given month, eBay, PayPal, and Skype touch 250 million people, roughly, who are actively using one of those products. And the nice thing about our products are people have emotional engagement with them. It isn't like just putting a little toothpaste on a toothbrush. People engage. I'll give you an example of the last thing I sold on eBay, and a small story that illustrates, I think, what happens. I decided I wanted a different cell phone. So I went on eBay and I found a cell phone. It was actually last year's model. It wasn't the newest one. I got it for 60% less than this year's model. And I sold my old cell phone on eBay. I listed it. And we have this program called GivingWorks where you can designate, any seller can designate the proceeds, either part or all the proceeds from a sale, to any one of thousands of charities. So I'm a big fan of NRDC, and so I put in my listing, the proceeds from this cell phone are going to go to NRDC, and I listed it. And 2 days later, I get an email from someone saying, I'm so excited. I love the fact that the money I'm paying for my cell phone is going to an environmental cause. That's why I chose your cell phone out of the thousands that were on sale on eBay. And it makes me feel great about this purchase. So great. And when I sell on eBay, I always sell anonymously. So I don't, because I want to have the typical experience. And so, but when I was wrapping it, I just wrote a little note on, saying who I was and just saying how proud he made me feel to be part of the eBay community, and sent it off. Sent it off to New Hampshire. 3 weeks later, my son goes to college in New Hampshire, and I was there. I'm in the airport, and one of the baggage handlers comes up to me. He says, "You're the CEO of eBay, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes." And we have a pretty active community. Sometimes you have to be careful. And he says, "I bought your cell phone." And true story. He's the one that bought the cell phone, and he said, "I'm still on cloud 9 because I bought a used item, so I didn't create waste, and my money went to an environmental cause." So here was a guy that lives in New Hampshire, that lives green, thinks green, and was making a green consumption, if you will, a responsible one. So I thought what I might do this afternoon is just talk very briefly about eBay and a little bit about how we think about and approach sustainability. And I'll say right up front, we're very high on the learning curve here. That is, we're just getting started. But first, a little about eBay. I think many of the statistics people know. Let me just reinforce one thing. We are a purpose-driven company. Our founder, Pierre Midyar, created a very strong sense of purpose. And there's really three parts to our purpose and mission as a company, and it drives everything we do. The first is we create opportunity. The reason we're here is to create opportunity for others, and often for people that otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity. eBay sellers, small businesses, entrepreneurs around the world that are able to sell and send and receive money. Second core principle and value, we want to make a difference. And the cool thing about being part of eBay is it's not just the 16,000 employees that work with us that make a difference. It's the hundreds of millions of customers who are really making the difference in the world. eBay sellers, eBay entrepreneurs doing incredible things to have an impact in the world. And having an impact in the world was deeply important to our founder, Pierre Midyar. And then the third core value and principle is we care. We care because people depend on us to make their livelihoods, to send and receive money. And we're blessed with the fact that our customers really care. Some of you may remember, the eBay selling community is notorious for its engagement. And we made some changes last year. I announced some changes that weren't very popular. And that community was very vocal in giving feedback. And to me, the moment they stop being vocal is the moment I'm worried, because the engagement's an important part of who we are.